Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Parking Lot Preview. I'm Mike Maynard alongside my co-host Matt Coates and our special guest of the day, Mr. Jacob Irons, broadcaster of the decade, broadcaster of the year.
Thank you.
Everyone's favorite. Happy to have you here. How are we doing today, Jacob?
I am happy. Sun is shining. Sunglasses are on. We're ready for a big matchup against Harwich. Sets off a big week of baseball once again. 6 games, 6 days again here for the Harbor Hawks. Going to be a big stretch for them down as we head into the middle of July.
Yeah, huge game tonight. Harwich, a good team out in the East. Matt, tell me about this matchup. What do we like in between these two teams? How's this one going to play out?
Yeah, Mike, quite frankly, the one thing I'm liking about this matchup, Harwich is reeling a little bit worse than we are. Harwich, 4 straight losses. We're coming off 2 straight losses. We'll get into the most recent one pretty soon. And, Mike, quite frankly, in my opinion, the worst loss of the year for the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, that was a tough loss. But we'll start out. The Harbor Hawks coming in 10-8-1.
Yep.
Harwich coming in at 9-10. So 2 teams right around 500. 2 teams that are capable of winning big games, winning tough games. But like you mentioned, Harwich reeling a little bit. Hyannis even reeling a little bit. But so far over the season series, Hyannis 2 wins against the Harwich Mariners. Jacob, what have we seen through those first 2 games against these Mariners?
I think what we've seen out of the first 2 games has been timely hitting. For Hyannis, they've been able to capitalize on timely hitting. You go back to the second game of the summer, and it was a 5-3 victory late into the game that actually wasn't that close all the way up until the 9th. Stone Cushing came in, loads the bases, put a little pressure on, but really ended it that way. So I think timely hitting has been the biggest thing in the past 2 matchups. Look for Hyannis' offense to come back and really reassert themselves against a pitching staff that is decent, but Hyannis has better bats.
2 wins so far against Harwich. Looking for the 3rd in a row tonight. I believe this might be the first team we played 3 times. Am I wrong in saying that? Gentlemen?
Unsure. We'd have to check the schedule. I can't confirm or deny that statement,
That
Mike.
would be Wareham. Wareham.
Close enough.
Not quite.
Well, at least a little bit of familiarity with this team here. Know a little bit what to expect with Harwich here, and come away with 2 wins. Hopefully, Coach Mitch Carricker knows exactly what the game plan should be, so hopefully come away with another win tonight. But we need to recap what happened last game. Yesterday, off day, but before that, Matt, took on the Kettleers at home. What happened in that matchup?
Yeah, Mike, as I alluded to earlier, in my opinion, one of the most heart-wrenching losses of the season so far, if you're a Hyannis Harbor Hawks fan. Kettleers, obviously our rival in Barnstable rivalry we like to talk about so much, head into the 9th inning, leading 4-2 in that matchup. Unfortunately, like Mitch Carriger told me after the game, the wheels just kind of fell off the bus there. We ended up losing that game 7-4. They put out Cam Schulke on the mound, a guy with 3 different arm slots that he has incredible control from each arm slot. He shut down the Harbor Hawks in the 9th and the 10th innings. And then, quite frankly, they out-Harbor Hawked us on the offensive end. You get to the 10th inning, lay down a perfect bunt, get 1st and 3rd, no outs, and then it just continues from there. When you lose such a tough game like that against a rival, when you're in control for the majority of the way, it really hurts. And when I talked to Mitch Carriger after the matchup, he said, yeah, this off day on Monday, I think we just need to get away from the diamond. You know, Cape Cod Baseball League so tough. You play so often. You're around baseball so much. Sometimes you need to take a step back. And after 2 straight losses, they did that yesterday.
And to piggyback off that point, Hyannis is a very unique spot, especially in this time of the year. They're going to be able to face Katuitt now on Thursday on top of it. So while it was the toughest loss of the year for Hyannis, they get an opportunity to right that ship pretty quickly, unlike what they have done previously. So look for Thursday. That's going to be a big parking lot preview and a big broadcast right here at McKeon Park. Sorry.
Got to tune into that one. But we mentioned tonight is a different game. Tonight would be a good one to get back on the right track against Harwich. You got a few days before that game against Katuitt, but this one's going to be important. All these matchups are important. We've talked before in the parking lot preview. The West matchups have that little extra importance, but tonight, still an important game. These Harwich Mariners, like Matt, are reeling a little bit, but it should be an important matchup between these 2 teams to at least get on the right track for one of them, and hopefully, you know, that's in the blue and orange, getting on the right track. But we can't really tell until we get there. But for Harwich, Matt, you mentioned they're reeling a little bit. Can you tell me what's been going on with Harwich as of late?
Yeah, it's interesting, Mike. You look at 4 straight losses, you think a team that's struggling. Not necessarily the case. Before their off day on Monday, a 13-12 loss at Chatham in 10 innings. That's a team that is swinging a hot bat. They had 9 hits that led to 12 runs in that affair. But unfortunately for them, just got slightly outclassed by a very good Chatham team on their home turf. Went away with a loss. We're coming off a really tough loss. You put up 12 runs over 10 innings, guys. that's another tough loss right there.
That's really tough. Obviously, we've been able to witness Harwich has had that offensive prowess throughout their lineup so far to start this year, and obviously sometimes that isn't enough. Sometimes the pitching really can't hold up, and it'll be interesting. We'll get into the pitching matchup here momentarily, but it'll be really interesting to see how the bats get going early, because we've seen a couple of these games get called early, and it's always, we mention the importance of how important it is to get out to that quick start, get runs on the board early, and hopefully get to the pitchers. But we'll get into the pitchers now. Andres Galan. Jacob Irons, you know a lot about Andres Galan. What have you seen out of him? Is he a guy that you have a lot of trust in? What are you looking for out of him tonight?
Throwing strikes. Like, that's what he does, and that's what he does so well. He's going to pepper the zone and going to keep the ball in the zone and allow the defense behind him to play defense. That is what Mitch Carricker has echoed to every pitcher that has stepped onto the mound, especially in a starting role. Pitch strikes, keep the pitch count low so that you can go deep into this game. I like Andres Galan. This is going to be his first start of the summer as well. Having him take the bump, it's going to be huge. Look for him. I'm hoping for 5 innings. I know that's not very a typical start. I think Andres Galan can go 5 innings and quiet this Harwich lineup, but he's going to have to go up against Michael Anderson. But if you can allow Michael Anderson to be the only person that gets to Galan, I think Galan can go 5 pretty easily and have 3 1-2-3 innings.
3 1-2-3 innings. Is that an official call right here?
That is an official call right here, right now. I have no jurisdiction under what his limit is, but I will say 5 innings, 3 1-2-3 innings.
Love that. Andres Galan, the 6'4" right-handed pitcher out of Cal. Had a lot of success so far. 3 appearances, you mentioned, no starts to this point, but getting his first start tonight. He's already pitched 9 2/3 out of 3 different appearances, so he's roughly around 3 1/3 innings for most outings. So 5's not too big a stretch, in my opinion, but he's had a good amount of success so far. 10 strikeouts over those 9 2/3 with 3 walks and 7 hits allowed. A little bit of a high ERA at 4.66, but, you know, he's settling in. All these guys are getting their experience under their belts, and now under his first start, but 4th appearance, hopefully he should settle in and have a good performance tonight. But Jacob mentions that Harwich lineup on the mound for them, Matt, though. We need to talk about Ryan DeSantos. What do you got for me on him?
Yep. Guy coming out of St. Joe's University, committed to Penn State, so going from one Pennsylvania school to another Pennsylvania school this past season. You look at his stats, and Mike, I feel like we have to say this every time, unbelievable. He's been so successful, and just another great pitcher the Harbor Hawks are going to have to face tonight. Let's skip his college stats for a minute, because I want to talk about his Cape stats, Mike. 3 starts so far this summer, 15 innings pitched, so he's gone approximately 5 innings each appearance, Jacob, which in the Cape League, absolutely phenomenal.
It's an impressive, when you see a starting pitcher go 5 innings, that means 1, he's got the trust of the coach, 2, he's pitching well, and 3, he's absolutely dealing. Like, that's the only way you get to 5, and that's why I think I'm going to call it. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Please, no.
Give me a pitcher's duel at White House. It doesn't happen often with how big White House outfield is. It allows for a lot of gap hits. Give me a pitcher's duel in Harwich tonight.
Jacob, you mentioned it. It's hard to go 5 innings in the Cape Cod Baseball League. You think of pitchers going 5 innings, I flash back to last season. Zach Volker over the bridge playing against the Wareham Gatemen went 5 no-hit innings. I think of Mason Nichols over Hartford Yardgoat Stadium going 5 2/3 hitless innings. That's the kind of start you need to go that deep. And those are the starts that we're seeing out of Ryan DeSantos. 15 innings, 1.2 ERA, 8 Ks, and 3 walks. 8 Ks over 15 innings. Very low number in the way baseball is played today. That's a guy who trusts his defense. He attacks his own, only giving up 3 walks so far this summer, and his defense is getting him out of these innings. Low whip, sub-1 whip. Absolutely phenomenal pitcher. And just like a lot of the starting pitchers we've seen recently, he's going to go out and probably pitch quite well tonight.
You mentioned that low strikeout number. I think that plays a lot to him just pitching to weak contact. I think what could be interesting, though, is this Hyannis lineup has a lot of speed up and down the entire order. I think that could play a factor. You're getting weak contact out of these guys. But if they're able to beat out some infield hits, that could play a difference. We'll hop into our player of the game picks, and I'm just going to go right in for it because I feel like this is a great transition. As we have a truck passing by, hopefully you can still hear us. I'm going to go with Kane Kepley, though. Leadoff man, a lot of speed. I'm talking about these infield hits. That guy's patient at the plate, takes the pitches that he's given. He walks a hell of a lot of times. Excuse my language.
You're going to get us fined, Michael.
Hopefully no fines here. I'm just passionate about Kane Kepley and having a good game tonight. I think the speed's going to play a big factor. He's been playing a big factor all year. Stolen bases, walks, getting on base at a high level. But I think tonight, against a good pitcher that pitches to weak contact, doesn't get a lot of strikeouts necessarily, but walk some guys here and there. Kane Kepley could get on base a few times, score a few runs, steal a few bags. I like him to have a big game. And you mentioned that big outfield in White House Field.
Yeah.
Another guy with some speed in center field, right field, left field, wherever he is. He's going to be flagging down some fly balls. I like him to have a big game. I'll kick it to you, Jacob. I want your player of the game pick. I'm excited for this. I don't know why I'm so passionate right now. I'm ready for some big baseball. I love that you're making some official calls tonight. It's got me passionate.
I am passionate.
I
love it. I'm coming off an off day. I'm well rested, people. I am well rested. I had beach, golf, and pickleball. What more could you want out of an off
Holy
day?
Trinity.
You give me King Kepley, I raise you Nick Groves. Over the last 5 games, batting .500. I have a sneaky hunch he comes back into the lineup after missing the past 2 games, taking that hard hit after an amazing grab in center field here at McKeon Park over the weekend. Give me to get back into the lineup and get back to the way he's going. He's going to have a smile on his face and give me a diving grab for the future Fighting Illini as well. Nick Groves, player of the game, easy, not even a question. However, except Matt Coates' pick. So
what about mine, man?
Yeah, but Kane's always a good player of the game pick. That's a safe pick. That's a safe pick, people.
Okay.
Kane's just producing. But then when we go to Matt, Matt's also got a safe pick, but it's an even crazier pick since it's his last game.
Jacob Irons, you mentioned I'm going to have to go for it. It's kind of a somber pick. Yeah. I don't want to say it because I don't want it to be true, guys. Today is John Gazdar's last game as a Hyannis Harbor Hawk. Speaking of John Gazdar, you guys better make sure you check out Mike Maynard's feature story on him on the Harbor Hawks website. Absolutely phenomenal. Take a look at his upbringing and his family's history in baseball, from his father all the way to his 2 brothers before him playing baseball so long in their childhood, how it shaped him into such a great Harbor Hawk, hopefully such a great pro ball player. In just a few weeks, we hope to hear his name called high in the MLB draft. Great guy. Check out that story. And check him out tonight, guys. Yeah. It's his last game as a Hawk. He loves the Hawk. He's made it very clear. He's so well-liked in this organization because of who he is, not on the field, just as a person, to everyone around him, to the interns, to the players, to his teammates. Phenomenal human being. I think he wants to go out the right way, and that's going to be a road game tonight, producing on the field, in the batter's box, every which way he can. Because John Gazdar is a Harbor Hawk legend, and he's going to go out like one.
You mentioned that Harbor Hawk legend. I think if you think of a Hyannis Harbor Hawk, the poster child for that is John Gazdar. 2 summers with the team now, unbelievably productive. And Matt mentioned it. He's just a great person, just a great guy, great personality. Always happy to see all 3 of us. Everybody, though, he's having a great time. I've been sitting there on the side of the field. He's been talking to little kids like, hey, can I get your bat? I only got 1. Sorry about that. He tries, you know. He's a nice guy. But yeah, love the pick. He's got a great story. Go read it. Go check it out. Yeah. Thank you, Matt, for the shout-out. Great guy, great human being, and I like him to have a big game. I like the Nick Groves pick as well. Yeah. I just want a little respect here.
No, for Kane gets to respect.
All right.
He gets to respect.
Safe pick, though. Safe I can
pick.
touch.
I've been on this PLP for the first time this year, and I've made a lot of declarations. I want to make another one.
Wow.
Get your pens out.
I'm going to make this declaration. I'm going to walk right into my car. John Gazdar's first homer of the season came at White House Field down the left field line. Give me his final homer on Cape Cod to the left field again. It's over. Bye-bye. See you guys. I'll see you at White House.
Bye, Jacob Irons.
What a walk-off by Jacob Irons. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the broadcast. If you can't attend the game, if you can't get down to White House Field, watch John Gazdar go yard. Watch Nick Groves make it down and catch in the outfield. Watch a pitcher's duel. It's going to be wild. It'll be a great game. We're excited. We're passionate. We love you.
Yeah.
That's all we got. Go Hawks.